business? What is the purpose of your visit?
Ladies and gentlemen, episode 1 of our Avixoo chats. We're here with the founder, Moritz Faber, bush pilot, airline pilot, corporate pilot, 7,500 hours. So Moritz, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So like I said, we're chatting to you today about the Avixoo platform. It's something that you've been dreaming about for the last couple of years. It's something that you've been developing for the last couple of years. But tell us, who are you? What do you do? Why are you qualified to give pilots and flight attendants an app? What qualifies you?
Yeah, thanks for the introduction. So my name is Moritz, as you mentioned. I'm a pilot. I've been flying for about 14 years. I've been in the corporate aviation, I've been in airlines, I've been a bit of bush flying. And we have started a new app. And why am I qualified? Well, I'm still a pilot, I'm still in the industry, and I experience the issues and the pains of all the other crew members, and I'm trying to solve some of them.
Okay, well, speaking about the pains and why you want to solve it, or the problem that you faced, how exactly did you get to the point where you wanted to solve this problem? What was the catalyst for you?
Yeah, so the idea was born about 3 years ago, 2020, when COVID hit. As we all know, it was a tough year for aviation. I mean, I think aviation was hit the hardest in the form where people lost their jobs, companies closed down. And yeah, aviation was at a very uncertain period. I was one of the lucky ones. Throughout COVID, I found a job immediately as the company told me, an airline that I flew with, that we are furloughed. I had a connection and somehow I got a job during COVID. So for me, COVID wasn't that bad, but this job was in corporate aviation, and that's a ride. If you're in corporate aviation, you know how quickly owners will sell their airplanes. Okay, so basically what happened is I transitioned from airline to corporate, and the owner sold his airplane. I found myself back into the job hunt, job market. I needed to find a position, and it is chaos. Like it's a hassle, right? There's so many platforms that you can join. Like there's so many WhatsApp groups. There's I'm not going to name all these platforms, but if you are in the job hunt, you'll know about them. And I didn't find it effective, and that's why I came up with a solution.
Okay, so basically what Avixoo does, if I understand you correctly, is it plays the role as the network or the connector. Is that correct? Or what would you say is Avixoo?
In a nutshell, yes. We are trying to connect crew with companies in the simplest way, or the easiest way and fastest way.
Okay, and is that also your mission at the end of the day? If you have to think of people see the Avixoo logo, they see the brand colors, what is the mission statement or the thing that you want them to feel in their hearts when they see Avixoo? What is that?
Well, the mission and a vision is an interesting one, right? Because I can read you my whole vision statement or my mission statement, but I'll bore you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rather try and explain to you what our vision is and what our mission is, right? So to understand our vision or mission first is you need to understand the pains. Now, if you look at recruitment at the moment, you have a lot of job boards out there where you as a crew member can subscribe to. You have to filter, or you have to scroll, and then you have to start applying to these jobs, okay? Our mission is to take that away. You will find a job based on your experience, but also your job preference, which means that we take out the need for a board and we connect you directly. It's basically Tinder for pilots, if you want to call it that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, our vision. Now imagine a world. So obviously a vision is something that you aspire to. You want to get somewhere, like it's in the future. We want to try something. Now, our vision is madness, I think, but it is also, I think it's attainable. So imagine a platform where you can have your profile and every single company out there has access to your profile. But we filter out the fluff or the duff. So if you would not have applied to this company, your profile would not be visible to them. And that's then where we want to go, is have one platform, solving issues, staying current with the times, and making life easier for crew, recruiters, companies.
Okay. So you want to be the one-stop shop for flight attendants, pilots, to be connected to all of the companies, no matter if it's a public airline or like a large name airline, or if it's a private company that has corporate jets and stuff. You guys want to connect them,
100%.
everyone with each other. That's very exciting.
Like, why not? Cool. I mean, if you apply to a company, they all ask you the same questions. Why can't we capture all those questions into one platform and the company have access to it?
But you're not taking the recruiter's job, are you?
No.
Okay.
So if you look at how recruitment is done currently, a recruiter will create a post and they'll say, listen, I need a pilot. During this time, this is the experience level, and they need these visas and whatever. They've got their own set of requirements. What we do is, instead of the recruiter now creating this ad, and he starts sending it out to all these platforms and hoping, it's like fishing, you know, like you're not fishing anymore. You can accurately say, I need a pilot or a flight attendant. This is the requirements. Once you match the requirements, your CV is populated to them, and we can fill the position or the seat. Think of Drive to Survive. How many people are without seats? We fill those seats quickly, and that's what we do.
Okay, so it's basically a tool for the recruiter to use, and without this tool, they will most probably be left behind a little bit in the industry.
Well, it will take time to fill the position. I mean, they are the ones losing out at the end of the day. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've been part of the team for a little while, the PR team, the marketing team, and the beta testing team, and just keeping my ear on the ground in the company and so on. And some of the questions that keep popping up is about the cost that is involved in the subscription, and also, why did you choose to go with a subscription model? So maybe if you can just expand a little bit on the business side of it. Why did you go with that specific model?
Yeah. So to understand our model, you need to understand different models as well. Now, one of the models, or the first model that I'll mention, is a free version. Now, if I make the app available for you for free, you don't pay for the product. We all know if you don't pay for the product, you are the product, which means I'm going to make money off of your personal data, which I'm going to sell to someone. We do not do that. We don't sell your information. We are not leaking your information. It's all saved securely, it's encrypted. Okay, that's the one way. If you look at the pay once model, it's not working, because once you have paid for an app and you have lifetime access, who's working there? Like, your money is running out. Somewhere down the line, the company won't make money anymore. So if you look at those type of companies, always, I would say about 3 years down the line, they are out of money, and they'll tell you, listen, we no longer support this version of the app. We are going to release a new one. Now, you need to pay $200. Then you have lifetime access, because you have grandfather rights, because you were here from the beginning. What's going to happen in 3 years? They're going to give you the same story. So we're not going to run that model. Then we have the subscription model, which we run. The reason why we run the subscription model is we have a team of great developers and great members, right? That we are all aviation professionals. We've all been in the industry. We understand the industry. Okay. We want to keep on developing as the industry develops. We want to stay ahead with times. And for that, we need income, and we can only give you the best experience if there's cash.
No, that makes sense. And you spoke a little bit about trends now, or you want to stay with the curve, and you want to so I know when you test the app, there's a cool feature on the app, a nice globe that lights up in Africa, and it's a little bit more dull in the Antarctica area. Just expand a little bit on that feature, and then I think after that we'll move into some of the other features that we've seen on the app so far. So
so we are collecting data, right, at the end of the day. If you look at most companies, they hold on to their data. We want to share our data. Okay. When I say we want to share the data, is, let's use the example of a new crew member. You are a pilot, you're going to start out, and you need to know, listen, am I going to invest my money? Let's call it into a license. Am I going to go EASA, FAA, or ICAO? Where's these jobs? By accessing that little page which you are talking about, you can use our filters and ask questions, and then we display basically where the hotspots is in aviation. So if EASA is quite popular, it's hot there, we'll show you, listen, there's more jobs having a EASA license than FAA or ICAO license. Listen, this aircraft is actually in demand at the moment, rather invest in a type rating in this aircraft than this.
Okay, very cool. So, just so you can make an educated decision going forward in your training and so on. And if you want to move overseas,
I mean, what's the most expensive exercise is do one license to figure out 2 years down the line, oh, I did the wrong one. You are going to spend money again.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, so we are trying to, and that page will obviously evolve as we gather more information.
Okay. So the information that you are portraying on that specific page is information that comes from your own data. So if a recruiter or a company recruited a pilot or a flight attendant on your page, then only that whole statistic populates. It's not some statistic that you get from third parties or anything like that.
Yes, 100%.
So it's something you can back with your own data.
So once you have a recruiter sign up and they run a search, we can see what they are looking for. We then take that data and we populate it to that page.
Cool.
If there's a pilot and he registers his profile, again, your personal information is 100% protected. We have no access to it. However, if you say, I have the Echo 135 on my license, we will display that and say, listen, this aircraft, there's a lot of pilots with this aircraft, or a lot of pilots with this, and
Okay. We've been talking a little bit about pilots, specifically in the aviation industry. In the industry, we know there's different people, especially in the corporate world. Which of these are you trying to help and assist with the Avixoo app? Which divisions in the aviation industry are you guys actually trying to help?
So at the moment, we are catering for flight attendants, pilots, recruiters, or recruiters in companies. We will expand later, going into engineering, ops staff, ground staff. We'll cater for all of those. But at the moment, it's pilots and flight attendants and recruiters.
Okay. We've been covering a little bit about the pilots on the app. I think we should move a little bit onto the flight attendants and the features that they can enjoy while they're on the app. And then after that, we'll maybe move to some of the features that the pilots can expect when they join the platform. So what type of features are there that a flight attendant can expect when she joins the app?
So again, features, it's a big topic. We can speak another 3 hours about features. So first of all, what can you expect from our features? If you look at, I'm going to refer back to other apps because I mean that's our starting, that's our base, right? If you look at some apps out there, they build a product and now they don't know what to build anymore. They start adding features. It's useless features, no one is using it, okay? It's basically just telling them, it's them telling the world, listen, we are still here, we are building stuff, and okay. So we have a criteria. If our feature, if we implement a feature, the feature either needs to, well, not either, it needs to solve a problem and it needs to be relevant. Okay. Now let's look at one of the features that is, I think, 100% relevant, and that is our catering feature. Now, yes, we're not a catering app. However, if you look at especially the corporate side of it, the corporate flight attendants will 100% relate with this. You are flying tomorrow to Spain, for example. How do you know which caterers to use there? Okay, because you might see one or two, but you don't know, are they good? Are they not good? Like, where do you get this information from? So they join WhatsApp groups. I think I'm on 4 or 5 catering WhatsApp groups. So, which is a nice idea, but the problem is the second someone posts, let's say again, we are flying to Spain, can you recommend someone? Yes, there's 4 or 5 recommendations coming, but who manages that the data there, okay? Because now they use it, 4 weeks later, the same post come from someone else. Listen, I'm flying to Spain. Someone else already said, listen, there's 4 caterers. So now we're duplicating work. So what we have done, we have built in the catering section where the flight attendant can say, listen, I'm going to Spain. So they put in the ICAO or the IATA code. And if there's caterers there that's on our platform, then they populate. Okay. When we start off, you'll probably see there's none. And when I'm saying none, we have around 300, 400 caterers already in the database. But if you join, like not if you join, the catering list will grow by the crew recommending caterers. So it's not us saying, use this caterer. It is actually another crew member that added a caterer that they enjoyed using and recommends. So yeah, that's what we do for the flight attendants.
Okay.
We're also busy talking with Delhi Sky. They are amazing. They are solving another section in catering, which we are not, but we will probably work with them down the line and see how we can even improve the catering section even more.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And for pilots, obviously as a corporate pilot or an airline pilot, you get freelance pilots like yourself. You're operating as a freelance corporate pilot. You've got permanent based guys, and I mean there's a whole plethora of ways you can be employed as a pilot.
Yeah.
But specifically for the freelance guys, what kind of features do you have built into the app for the freelance pilots?
Okay, so for freelancers, what I found was, how do you know where your freelancer sits? I mean, you have a flight in 4 hours or in 5 days. Oh, not 5 days. Let's say a day. Okay, let's say that you have a flight tomorrow. Okay, does it make sense to phone someone who sits in Asia at the moment? It's impossible for that guy to even get there. He will be jet lagged when he by the time he arrives at the aircraft. I mean, it doesn't work. So we have a built-in calendar for the freelance crew, but we also have a section where we can capture your location. So you will tell us, listen, I am currently in the US, I'm in Florida, and this is my closest airport. Okay. Now, if you are available and there's a job in Florida at this airport, you will populate there. Okay. So we pair you immediately with the aircraft, right? If you are not available, okay, you are already on a flight, on your calendar, you just mark your days that you are already flying. So now what is happening, on the recruiter side, we don't populate 10 pilots, we only populate the 3 that is available. And then based on the other requirements that they have, they can filter through and get the actual right guy for the position. And we have that feature for the flight attendants as well. I mean, the US is massive. We can filter up to, so we'll start off with continent, then country, and then state, and then airport. Okay. So it depends really how
narrow the search
you want to search.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. You spoke a little bit earlier about your experiences and being able to be paired with a specific flight or based on your experiences. How do you get the experiences on the platform, my experience as a pilot, and how do you manage that whole experiences process? Do I have to go back and upload my hours, or how does this whole platform work on the back end?
So without Avixoo, you are going to update your CV every day. Because the second you fly, your CV is outdated. Okay, so when you register, we are going to take you through a process of setting up your full profile. One of the sections is telling us the experiences that you already have, or not experience, it's your experience. We're going to ask you, which aircraft have you flown? How many hours do you have on each? Okay, once you have done that, we obviously know. Okay, but I don't want you to go in every day and edit it. So what are you doing as a pilot every single time after you have flown? You have filled in a logbook. Okay, so we have a feature called the logbook. I know, it's amazing. It's a logbook.
Revolutionary.
It's a logbook, right? But why did we build it in? We build it in so that every time you log your hours, your CV is updated, your experience is updated, which means you never have to do it again. And that is why we build in the logbook. If you've flown, your resume is updated, and when your profile populates, the recruiter has the most up-to-date version of your CV.
Okay.
Yeah.
But why logbook? I mean, there's 1.5 million logbooks out there already. Why did you decide to spend time and resources on developing a logbook for your flight crew?
Are you a pilot?
It depends on who you ask. Yes,
pilots are lazy. They do not want to do paperwork. They do not want to sit and summarize hours. So, what do you use to summarize your hours? Is your logbook. So just fill in your logbook and your hours is summarized for you. And that's why we went that route. So no, we're not a logbook. However, our logbook makes your life easy, and that's why we have it there.
Okay. And then, so if I understand correctly, you fill in your logbook, it updates your experiences, and then you obviously stand a chance. I mean, if I am rated on the Echo 135 and I've got 992 hours, and then I do a very long flight or a long week, and suddenly I have over 1,000 hours, and then I will be able to apply for a job, or my profile will populate or pop up if 1,000 hours is the minimum requirements.
100%.
Okay.
So if a company's requirements is minimum 1,000 hours and you have 999 hours, you will not populate. However, the next flight you do, you fill in your logbook, your hours is over the 1,000, you will populate. So then you open up your CV to them.
Amazing. That's very cool. And you spoke earlier about your developers. What role did they play, and moving forward, what role are they going to play? Is it a company that you used and now they are paid and they're out of the equation, or what is your relationship with your developers?
So in short, the developers is part of the company.
Okay. Very cool. So very easy to build out new features, very easy to provide support and fix bugs and all those kinds of things. Should they pop up, you obviously run through everything.
We are trying very hard not to have bugs. However, it's probably unrealistic to say we are bug free, because I mean, there will always be some issue. And if we are perfect, well, no, we won't be perfect, because then we'll build something else. And there will be bugs. So we'll keep ourselves busy.
Okay. And in terms of security, obviously an app, it's security is at the forefront of all the app stores. It's a buzzword. It's been a buzzword for the last couple of years in software development. How did you approach the whole security side of things?
So again, to come back to our development team, I think they're amazing. They saw the need for proper security even before they started development. So everything they developed was built with security in the mind. Okay. So you'll see, as we start rolling out new information about the app, we'll always come back to security, say this is how we secure your profile, this is how we protect your data, etc., because we really do try and keep your profile safe. I mean, mine is on there as well. We capture your visas, your passports. I mean, those are sensitive data. So how do we do it? We basically encrypt your data. As soon as you upload your documents, it's encrypted, and it stays encrypted up to the point where you allow us to share it with a company. You are actually the one sharing it with the company. We just make it easy for you to share it. But we'll warn you, before you actually share it, we'll tell you, listen, what you are doing now can't be undone. You are sharing your personal information to this person, and they will be the only ones that have access to it. Then, to back it up, we decided we're going to use AWS, Amazon Web Services, to host our platform on, and they have an extra layer of security. And then a third measure that we took is we are going to use a third-party company to audit our program throughout the year to make sure that our security stays up to standard.
And in terms of the payments, is AWS in charge of keeping the card payments safe? Is it your own payment gateway that you use?
So,
payment gateway?
So payments is done through Stripe, which is a US-based company. I mean, they're well known, they have a very good reputation. Another thing that they do well is they can verify your identity, which is another security measure that we took. So you as a pilot, let's use the example, right? I'm a company, I ran a search, and I see here's a pilot. How do I know this guy is a legit guy, right? If you went through the verification process on your profile, you'll get a little verification mark next to your name when your profile populates. That's then a sign to the recruiter that you are who you say you are.
Okay.
So yeah, Stripe is doing that. That's also why we went with them. And they keep your cards. We don't handle your card details. Yeah, what more can I say?
Okay. So basically, the only information that you have on the platform specifically is whatever I, as a pilot or a flight attendant, choose to upload. But I have complete control over which company sees it, when they see it, and so on. Okay.
Correct.
That's very nice.
Another thing, if you look at security, because we're on the subject, the second a company sends you a request, they are the ones that want to engage with you. So you'll see the name of the company, you'll see the telephone number, you'll see the email address, and you'll see the contact person. If you feel uneasy in any shape, way, or form, whatever, contact them first, right? Make sure you are happy with them, and then continue with engagement.
Okay. And in terms of community management or the community aspect, I see there's a bit of an opportunity here to create a community, an Avixoo community. Are you guys busy with that already? What is the plans going forward?
So yeah, we started 2 WhatsApp groups at the moment. We have a pilot WhatsApp group, a flight attendant WhatsApp group. I mean, there's millions of WhatsApp groups out there. So ours isn't necessarily unique. We're going to use it to share information, obviously, on what we are doing, how we are doing it, and just like we're going to share information on there. I mean, at the moment, that's the easiest way to get information to the masses. Okay, but we also want to use it to gather information from crew themselves. So if we have finished a section of the app, let's talk about new features. Let's put it out there. Let's run a poll and see, listen guys, we are busy, we are thinking about these features. What do you think? I mean, if 99% of people say, no, we don't want that, why are we going to develop it? Rather tell us, listen, we think there's a gap, let's go for that. And then we start developing in that direction. And that gives them then, yeah, you're basically part of the community.
Okay.
You help us build it and we help you. Yeah, we help you.
Very nice. And in terms of the WhatsApp group, will that be the primary support channel as well? No. How will the support work if I sign up? Because it sounds like quite a mission to sign up and to get your profile up and running. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
it's not a mission though.
So
it's not a mission.
Is there? How do I get support if I get stuck somewhere? If something doesn't make sense? If I feel like everything isn't perfect, or I just want someone to make 100% sure I am going to get that dream job of mine, how do I get in touch, or how does that support structure work?
We will have a support email address where you can just send your question to, your concerns to. We will obviously reply to it as fast as we can. If we can't sort it out, we'll take different measures to actually sort out your problem. So first, let's do it over email. If we can't sort it out, let's see how we can help you. But your problem will be solved. Yeah.
Okay. So, Merlitz, you seem like a very transparent founder. You seem like a very a guy that's willing to interact with his company, with his users. How do people reach out to you? How do they interact with you, and how do they interact with the Avixoo platform as well? So, is there social media channels we can follow? We can get all of you?
So we've got Instagram, we've got LinkedIn, and then obviously our email addresses. So please feel free to send me an email. Let's see how we can connect. Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Merlitz, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for taking us through some of the features of the app. I personally am very excited for us to get on with this journey. We're going to have a conversation like this once a month at least, and then include the new features. We'll launch some new features. We'll have some exclusives, maybe some competitions or something. You never know.
Let's see.
So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it, and we'll see you again soon.
Thanks.